advancing and empowering women in the automotive industry. Hello and thanks for joining us. I'm Laurel Hess and this is Comcast Newsmakers, taping here at the North American International Auto Show. My guest today is Sherry Muir Irwin, the president of the Automotive Women's Alliance Foundation. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, Laurel.
Talking today about women in particular in the automotive industry. Certainly not a ton of them at the very tip top of the major big three or the major foreign automakers, but making gains, making strides. Are things on a good trend as far as involvement?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think we've seen through the years kind of an up and down trend with women in automotive. I've been in the industry 36 years. A lot has happened, a lot of challenges, a lot of changes. At that time, women were in the more traditional areas, HR, administration, marketing, communications. We've seen that change over the years, and now what's really exciting is they're starting to move into some very key areas: engineering, product development, operations, general management. For the first time, we're actually talking about a woman as possibly a successor to the head of one of the automotive OEs, and that's not been on the table in the past, so very exciting for that. We saw a little downturn with women as well as men, of course, during the automotive downturn in 09 and 08, but we're starting to make headway and coming back, but still a ways to go, as you indicated. Right at the top, still looking at a gap there, still very heavily men-oriented, male-oriented, male-dominated. In fact, in a publication earlier this week, there was a listing of top executives in the automotive industry, and I took a quick perusal of that and found that we have a presence, but it needs to grow. And GM in particular was strong, with about 25% by my own calculations in that top group. And also Chrysler and Nissan.
That was my next question. Are there some companies that are doing particularly a good job at hiring and retaining women to top positions, and are there some companies that are doing a terrible job?
Well, I think that second piece is the key, the retention, because we have seen women enter and achieve some very significant influential roles, but for a myriad of reasons, perhaps exiting the industry. I think now we're starting to see some of that retention grow. As I said, GM in particular, I noted, has some key women in very influential positions. Chrysler, Ford is growing. Nissan, among the Asian and European automakers, that is head and shoulders above the rest. In fact, at AWAF, on our Executive Advisory Council, we have one of the top leaders at Nissan, Carla Bello, who heads up their research and development in their facilities here in Farmington Hills.
It sounds like, though, overall the U.S. automakers are doing somewhat of a better job than some of the Asian and European automakers.
It definitely appears that way from the numbers that I've seen, absolutely. But we're seeing also an increase in the supply base. The automotive industry is, a part of it is the OE part, obviously a very key part, but we also have the supply base, we have the retail side with dealerships, and we're seeing women starting to really move into, again, key positions there, owning tier 1 suppliers and owning dealerships actually coming into second generation.
All right, well, that's great news. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Appreciate it, Laurel. Thank you.
For more information on today's topic, you can visit awafoundation.org. Today's Comcast Newsmaker was Sherry Muir Irwin, the president of the Automotive Women's Alliance Foundation.